The Sg 550 is an assault rifle manufactured by Swiss Arms AG of Neuhausen, Switzerland. The rifle is based on the earlier 5.56 mm Sg 540 and is also known as the Fass 90 in French, Italian, or Stgw 90 in German. History, development. In 1978, the Swiss Army formulated requirements for a successor to the Stgw 57 battle rifle using the 7.5A, 55 mm Schmidt-Reuben cartridge. Emphasis was placed on modularity. The weapon family was to include several variants of the base design, including a compact carbine that would be issued to rear echelon and support troops, commanding staff, vehicle crews, special operations personnel and paratroopers. Another aim was to reduce the overall weight of the rifle while retaining comparable or improved accuracy out to 300 m. The solicitation was narrowed down to two designs, the W+FC42 and the Sg 541. In 1981, the experimental 6.45 mm GP80 cartridge was rejected in favor of the more conventional 5.6A, 45 mm GP90 round that is the Swiss equivalent to NATO's standard 5.56A, 45 mm cartridge. Production. In February 1983, the decision to adopt the Sg 541 was publicly announced. The rifle was officially accepted into service in 1990, hence the military designation Stgw 90. Over 600,000 rifles have been delivered since then and production for the military has now ceased. Design details, operating mechanism. The Sg 550 is a selective fire 5.56A, 45 mm NATO assault rifle firing from a closed bolt. It has a gas-actuated piston-driven long-stroke operating system derived from the Sig Sg 540 series of rifles, which uses burnt powder gases vented through a port in the barrel to power the weapon's moving parts. Once inside the gas cylinder, propellant gases pass through an L-shaped channel machined in the piston head and are directed forward towards the gas valve. The pressure buildup in front of the piston head pushes the piston and bolt carrier rearward. As the piston is driven back, the gas port and the L-shaped channel move out of alignment, cutting off the supply of gas to the cylinder. Surplus gas and powder residues are evacuated through an exhaust port in the gas cylinder. This system ensures that only the precise volume of gas required to overcome the mass and resistance of the rifle's moving assembly is admitted from the barrel. The manually adjustable gas valve has two settings, one for normal operation, and the second setting for use in the presence of heavy fouling or icing. The rotary bolt locking mechanism consists of two steel locking lugs that engage locking recesses in the breech, and is identical to that used in the Sg 540. A spring-loaded extractor is incorporated into the bolt while a fixed protrusion on one of the receiver's internal guide rails ejects the spent cartridge casings. Features. The rifle is hammer-fired and has a trigger mechanism with an ambidextrous safety and fire selector switch that has 4 settings, SA Euro safe, 1 a Euro single fire, 3 a Euro 3-round burst and 20 a Euro fully automatic fire. The trigger is enclosed in a pivoting trigger guard which can be folded down to the left or right side allowing for unhindered operation with winter gloves. The trigger pull is approximately 35 N. The firearm is fed by lightweight 20-round box magazines, 30, 10 and 5-round magazines are also available. The magazines are molded from a translucent polymer and can be locked together using studs in order to facilitate quicker reloading. Jungle style. The empty weight of a 20-round magazine is 95 Ag and 110 Ag for a 30-round magazine. A bolt-hold-open device locks the bolt carrier assembly open after expending the last cartridge from the magazine and is released by lifting the bolt catch lever located on the left side of the receiver. Alternatively, a left-handed shooter may release the bolt by pulling the rubber-coated charging handle to rear a short distance. The Sg 550 has a side-folding skeletonized buttstock and a lightweight aluminium bipod that folds into grooves in the lower handguard. The hinged stock is firmly locked in the folded position by a socket in the butt which clips into a plastic stud on the handguard. A firm pull will release the stock, which is then swung into the closed position and locked by a button catch. A collapsible side folding stock is also available. The stock, pistol grip, and handguards are made of a high-strength polymer, and are produced in either green or black color options. The steel receiver housing and several other components are manufactured using stamping and welding. External steel surfaces are finished with a ceramic reinforced enamel coat known as elafluin. The gas system's components are made of stainless steel. The barrel, bolt carrier, and firing pin are all made with steel that has been gas nitrided, hardened and tempered. The bolt and carrier, along with most other components internal to the receiver, undergo a phosphating process. The heavy, cold hammer-forged barrel is screwed into the receiver and is equipped with a slotted birdcage-type flash suppressor that is also used to launch rifle grenades or attach a knife bayonet. The rifled barrel has 6 right-hand grooves, and the Swiss Army specification 254 on rifling twist rate is optimized for Swiss military GP90 ammunition. An export-oriented barrel with a 178 twist rate is also available, designed to stabilize 5.56A, 45 mm NATO rounds with a heavier SS-109 projectile. All rifles are test-fired for accuracy and function prior to leaving the factory at the manufacturer's underground 300m test range. Random new rifles out of production were tested on a machine rest. In a 24 single-shot string starting with a cold weapon and using GP90 ammunition, the 50% windage and elevation dispersion of any individual weapon must have been within an 11 SEM group at 300m. The 50% windage and elevation dispersion must have averaged 7 SEM. Sights. The SG 550 series rifles have a 540 long sight radius and are equipped with iron sights adjustable for both windage and elevation. The sights are similar to those on some Heckler & Koch weapons, such as the HKMP5. The sights consist of a rear, rotating diopter drum soldered to the receiver and a hooded front post installed in the gas block. The rear sight has an open notch setting marked 1 designed for immediate firing up to 100m, but also contains apertures with settings 2, 3, and 4 corresponding to 200, 300 and 400m firing ranges. The 400m setting has a removable iris for sportive shooting. The sights are adjustable via micrometer screws with windage and elevation increments of 1.5 mRd or 4.5 SEM at 300m. For night use, the dedicated 1-notch setting in the rear sight drum is provided with 2 self-luminous tritium-powered inserts fitted laterally on each side of the notch and additionally in a flip-up post attached to the foresight. When firing rifle grenades, the front sight hood is aligned with the uppermost edge of the grenade's warhead. This provides an estimated point of impact up to 75m. The rifle grenades intended for this purpose were FN Luchair Type 58N bullet though anti-tank grenades. The rifle sights were placed relatively low over the bore axis to ensure a minimal silhouette when firing from the prone position, but high enough to provide comfort and speed when shouldering the rifle in the kneeling and offhand shooting positions. The design of the shoulder stock also facilitates the rapid alignment of the shooting eye with the rifle's line of sight. For designated marksman use, the SG 550 is equipped with the Kern 4x24 telescopic sight on a quick detachable mount. The sight weighs 730 ag and includes a variety of features, such as STNAG 2324/MILS TD 1913 compliant mounting components, a bullet drop compensation elevation adjustment knob for ranges from 100 to 600m, a tritium illuminated reticle that enables target acquisition in low light conditions, and a diopter eyesight correction adjustment. Included with the sight is a lens hood for mounting on the ocular that reduces image quality, impairing stray light, and a gray filter for glare reduction. The basic model of this optical sight was already used on the Stgw 57. The upper receiver can accept quick detachable rails and adapters used to mount optics. The scope mounting system consists of a centering hole located on the front face of the rear sight assembly and a dovetail-like mounting point at the front end of the receiver. Swiss Arms offers several types of quick-release scope mounts and Picatinny rails. A version of the rifle with an integral receiver-mounted Picatinny rail is also offered. In this configuration the weapon is fitted with flip-up emergency battle sights, a rear aperture sight which folds down into a recess in the rail, and a folding front blade. Accessories. Both the rifle and carbine come standard with a spare magazine, sling, cleaning kit and a loading aid for rapid magazine filling. The firearm will accept SIG's 40mm GL 5040/5140 grenade launcher, which is mounted under the barrel via an eccentric latch and replaces the lower handguard. The grenade launcher is a single-shot breech-loaded weapon that is supplied with a leaf sight that attaches to the rifle's rear sight base and enables accurate firing out to 200 m. The lightweight aluminium launcher weighs 1.7 kg unloaded, and is operated independently of the rifle. It can use a wide array of 40x46 m grenades, including extended-range high-pressure types and non-lethal baton or anti-riot projectiles. A Stgw 90 bayonet can also be mounted to the rifle. The bayonet has an overall length of 310 mm and a muzzle ring diameter of 22 mm. The 177 mm long blade is single-edged and it has no fuller. The bayonets are manufactured exclusively for the Swiss Army by Victorinox and in the past by Wenger until Victorinox acquired Wenger in 2005. With a proper lug adapter, the rifle will also accept a NATO pattern KCB-77 or the American M9. Variants: SG 551. The SG 551 carbine has a short pattern 363 mm barrel, gas tube and piston compared to the SG 550. The SG 551 series rifles have a 466 mm long sight radius. The handguards were also changed and the bipod removed. The SG 551 cannot be used with a bayonet or fire rifle grenades. The SG 551 comes in several specialized variants designed for use with security and special forces. Among those variants are the SG 551-1P Police Carbine, the SG 551 SWAT Carbine and the SG 551 Pounds Carbine with an extended 454 mm barrel that enables the use of rifle grenades and a bayonet. SG 552 Commando. The compact SG 552 Commando carbine was released in 1998. It is a shorter 226 mm barrel and gas tube, ventilated handguards and a redesigned bolt carrier group that was integrated with the piston rod to form a single moving assembly. The SG 552 series rifles have a 360 mm long sight radius. The return mechanism has been moved to the rear of the receiver housing and its recoil spring is guided in a way analogous to that of the AK-47, on a steel guide rod resting against the lower receiver's rear surface under tension of the compressed recoil spring. Like the SG 550/551, this model can accept rails and accessories enabling the use of optics. A long-barrel version of the SG 552 known as the SG 552 Pounds incorporates a 346 mm barrel with provision to fire rifle grenades and support a bayonet. SG 553. The SG 553 is an improved version of the SG 552 and was released in 2009. Even though it mostly resembles the SG 552, the SG 553 has one key advantage: the recoil spring is now wrapped around the piston rod like in the SG 550/551 models, which address several reliability issues encountered in the SG 552 and also allows the usage of the standard SG 550/551 charging handle. The SG 553 series rifles have a 339 mm long sight radius. A long-barrel version of the SG 553 known as the SG 553 Pounds incorporates a 347 mm barrel with provision to fire rifle grenades and support a bayonet. Further factory options for the SG 553 rifle series are an integrated receiver Picatinny rail and an adjustable buttstock. SG 550 Sniper. Another member of the SG 550 family is the SG 550 Sniper variant designed specifically for Swiss security forces. This Accurized rifle has a refined two-stage trigger to 15 AN, a heavy, hammer-forged 650 mm long barrel with a 254 mm rifling twist rate and is used exclusively with telescopic sights. The new folding stock has an adjustable cheek piece and a spacer system on the butt. The ergonomic pistol grip's angle of inclination can be regulated and the bipod features a height and cant adjustment mechanism. The rifle is no longer in production. Civilian variants, the SG 550,000, 552, 553 are also available in semi-automatic only configurations, intended for the civilian shooting market. Among these variants are the SG 550,000, 552 SP, PE90 and SIG sport rifles. The SG 550 series is available with either 178 mm or 254 mm twist rate barrels. Rifles designated SG 55X1 have a 254 mm twist rate, while models marked SG 55X2 have a 178 mm twist rate. The Ordnance GP90 ammunition is optimized for use with the original Swiss 254 mm rifling twist rate. Due to import restrictions, the American civilian market required a partially American-made version assembled by SIG Sauer, incorporated in Exeter, New Hampshire. The SIG 556 is designed to meet these requirements. The 556 lacks full auto capability and the overall length is 940 mm. One difference is a new aluminum lower receiver that accepts M16 Stanag magazines and an M4 telescoping buttstock. The barrel's twist rate is 178 mm. There are many variants of this rifle offered for sale. The first variant was sold with an aluminum Picatinny rail on the upper receiver and a series of plastic rails on the handguard. The market pushed SIG to produce the rifle with the slimmer profile 551 type handguards and a hooded front sight. This version is marketed as the SIG 556 Classic. Several folding stock models have been released as well as variants with rail faux end combinations. Another major variant is a SIG 556 DMR. This features a 21-in long barrel without flash suppressor, upgraded, a match-type trigger, Magpul PRS stock and older-style plastic handguards. SIG P556 pistol variants with 10-in barrels are also available. In 2012 the SIG 556 or SIG 556 Russian chambered for the 7.62x39mm cartridge and using AK pattern box magazines was introduced. The SIG 522LR is a .22 caliber sporting rifle styled after the SG 551. It uses a simple blowback semi-automatic operating system and its barrel has a 406 mm twist rate. Due to its operating principle, the rifle has no mechanical commonality with other SG 550 variants. The SIG 522 accepts commonly available AR-style .22 caliber conversion magazines. Regulation in Canada: as of February 27, 2014, the Canadian semi-auto variant of the 550, known as the Swiss Arms PE90, has been reclassified as a prohibited weapon. The rifle had been a very popular choice among hunters and gun enthusiasts, who until February 2014, only required a possession and acquisition license to obtain the rifle. However, late last year a gun dealer had acquired some PE90s in Europe and brought them to Canada for refurbishment and sale. After some were sold, it was discovered that they had previously been full auto variants, converted to semi-auto. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police were of the opinion that these rifles could easily be converted back to full auto, and changed their status from non-restricted to prohibited, making them very difficult to obtain, and potentially criminalizing current owners. This caused outrage among gun owners and firearms lobbyists, who felt the RCMP overstepped their authority, and that such policy changes should be enacted by legislation. The National Firearms Association of Canada is considering pursuit of the matter through the legal system. Users. Gallery. See also, Gun Politics in Switzerland, References. Bibliography, Ragament 53.96 Fusil d'Assaut 5, Sig Sg 1990, External links, Swiss Arms AG Euro manufacturer site, Swiss Arms brochure, Swiss Arms PE90 brochure, Modern firearms, biggerhammer.net, a Euro portal for articles, information and manuals, etc. on the SIG Stgw 57/SG 510/AMT and SG 550 rifle series, SG 550/551 technical data and test documentation. The SIG SG 550 SIR is a Euro information, manuals and links, SG 550/551 instruction manual, SG 552 instruction manual, Swiss Armed Forces Stgw 90 manual.